Well, when you look at agriculture, every day when we wake up, we know that we're responsible for the lives and citizens in not only our state and the United States, but a great deal of the world. What greater good can you do than grow food, fiber, and produce energy for the people?
In order to survive, we have to take good care of our land and know that it's our obligation and responsibility to protect that, not just for ourselves, but for all Americans. And NASDA is the uniting group that helps us do that.
NASDA helps state departments of agriculture to connect with the resources that are available here in Washington to make sure that our voices and needs are heard.
NASDA members never forget that they are representing the farmers back home on these issues.
NASDA helps serve as a bridge between the federal government regulators and policymakers on Capitol Hill to help spread the understanding of what actually happens on farms and ranches across our nation.
There are very few policies that emerge in a major way in Washington or in the international arena that haven't been affected by NASDA.
NASDA's work on the Food Safety Modernization Act, both in the passage of that law as well as the implementation of that with FDA, will pay benefits in dividends to the public down the road with a safer food supply.
NASDA provides opportunities. NASDA connects you with people. NASDA provides you the forum to really meet with the top leaders, not only in the United States, but across the world.
It is all of us working together with a collective consciousness as a team to ensure that we increase the value of agriculture and continue to grow agriculture.
One of the wonderful attributes of NASDA is the lack of political partisanship and the strong sense that we're in this together, we need to work together, and it's not about politics, it's about getting the job done.
Every time I come to a NASDA meeting, it gives me a new appreciation for how the diversity of all of our states, how amazing it is, and what a strength it is that for our nation as a whole, that we encompass all of these states.
I met my colleagues, we formed a personal relationship, and from that relationship, when there was a wheat disease that sprung up in the southern part of the country, those of us who grew wheat came together and figured out how to ensure that that disease didn't work its way up.
There's a lot of connections, certainly a lot of friendships. I know well after I'm done with being Secretary of Agriculture that some of my best friends will be fellow NASDA members.
Our state is a huge net exporter of food, so obviously we need NASDA on the trade issues that are just so critical to our state.
If it wasn't the ability of a small state like Hawaii to work with a national group, we wouldn't be where we need to be on food safety regs.
You look at other states, their ag departments have been around for 100 years or more. Arkansas's ag departments have been there for 10 years. We lean very heavily on NASDA and their staff to make sure that we're pursuing the right policy objectives that are good for the state and good for our ag department within the state of Arkansas.
Looking to the future, I think NASDA has a great opportunity to really become the voice of American production agriculture that not only encompasses the producer perspective, but also that government and state agency perspective.
Anytime that there's good agricultural policy, there's going to be good agriculture. I think the people of this country and the world have taken the attitude that having an abundant, affordable food supply is a right. It's far from that, it's a blessing. And that blessing comes from leadership, it comes from policy, and it comes from agricultural research. So these are the issues that we at NASDA have to continually focus on to feed a world that's going to need 75 to 80% more food by the year 2050.
Most of the citizens of the country take agriculture for granted. They show up at a supermarket and they expect the shelves to be full. That's done by the success of agriculture, and for the last 100 years it's been NASDA, it's been all 50 states' departments of agriculture advocating for agriculture.